It's so important now more than ever to grow an email list. And in this video, I'm going to help you create the perfect opt-in freebie so that you can build your list and nurture your audience. Hi, I'm Jessie of Jessie on a Journey and Travel Blog Prosperity, back with another travel blogging tutorial. Today, we are going to be talking about a really important topic: email marketing. Growing an email list is what's going to help you turn those one-time website visitors into repeat visitors and dedicated community members who can't wait to hear from you. Because once somebody's on your list, you can let them know straight in their inbox, hey, my new blog post published, my YouTube video, my paid product, whatever it is you're trying to promote. You don't have to worry about algorithms to get it out there. Now, before we dive into the strategy, I want to direct your attention to the description of this video or the QR code on your screen, where I've shared a link to my free travel blogger resource library, which includes 55 plus resources, all meant to help you grow your traffic, community, and income. And that includes a workbook to pair with this episode, all about using opt-in freebies to grow your email list. There are also resources in there on growing your audience, affiliate marketing, launching products, working with brands, growing your traffic, and so much more. Feel free to even pause this video to go grab those resources. You back? Then let's dive in. Now, just in case this whole idea of opt-in freebies is new to anyone, just a quick definition: an opt-in freebie is a free gift, a resource, a piece of content that you give your audience in exchange for their email address. And it should be something helpful and valuable. That resource library, the travel blogger resource library I just mentioned, is an example of an opt-in freebie. Now, before you decide what you want to create, there are a few very important things to consider in order to make sure you're attracting the right audience. The first thing you want to think about is your niche, solo travel, luxury travel, RV travel, whatever it is, and your mission, which is who you help and how. Because you want to make sure your opt-in freebie aligns with those things. So maybe you empower women to confidently travel solo, or maybe you help luxury travelers travel further, smarter, and more often through miles and points while spending less. From there, you want to think about this audience's problems, pain points, and challenges so that you can take one of those and solve it through your opt-in freebie. So going back to our travel hacking example, maybe some problems this audience faces are not knowing where to start or feeling overwhelmed with all the different credit cards and rewards points there are. Maybe they're nervous about accumulating debt from all these credit cards, or maybe they have an idea that finding these amazing deals just takes so much time and effort. Maybe they think travel hacking is something that only wealthy, frequent flyers can do. Start making a list of the problems that your audience faces. And a little tip here: I really love keeping a list of the questions that people ask me, my email, my DMs, my comments, whatever it is. And when I see a question coming up, over and over, well, first of all, I may even create a product around it if it's coming up a lot, but you will get a sense of, okay, this is something I should focus on. I should create something around this, including maybe an opt-in freebie. If you're not getting a lot of questions, maybe you look at your social media posts and your blog posts. What topics are resonating most with people? Or you could look at Facebook groups and Reddit and Quora forums in your niche and look at the questions that are being asked so you can get some insights into this audience. Now, once you have these problems listed, you have to pick one to create an opt-in around. Which one do you pick? Well, the first thing I would think about is your paid products. You want your opt-in freebie to attract people who would purchase your paid product. And a little tip: if you don't have a paid product yet, once you create your opt-in freebie, consider creating one that acts as a natural extension of the opt-in that attracts the same audience. So the idea here is you want to make sure you're growing your list with people who truly want what you're selling. And you also can think about the affiliates you're promoting and the different paid offers you'll be putting in front of these people. Not only that, but also the content you'll be sharing with them. What do you cover in your blog posts and your YouTube videos, your podcast episodes, whatever you're creating? And then building on that, what are you going to be talking about in your emails and newsletters? Because you want to attract people who will actually open them. One thing that comes up a lot I see in my Travel Blog Prosperity membership is People will have, one or two blog posts on a destination, let's say Las Vegas. So they'll think, I'm going to create something about Las Vegas travel cheat sheet, whatever it is. Well, if someone grabs that, they may be expecting you to be emailing them now about Las Vegas. Instead, you want to think about an opt-in that you can promote all over your website that's really going to attract someone that is interested in the regular content that you're promoting, both free and paid. Now, the last point I want to make before we dive into the opt-in freebie ideas is your opt-in freebie should be actionable, meaning it doesn't have to be the most complicated thing to create ever. It just has to help your audience solve a problem. It just has to be valuable to them. In fact, in my blogging business, one of my most popular opt-in freebies is my list of 31 influencer networks for travel bloggers. Makes sense. I often share tips about monetization and working with brands. I have products like a brand pitch bundle and a landing page press strips course, and my membership, my Travel Blog Prosperity membership, has a bunch of different working with brands workshops in there. So it makes a lot of sense for me to create that, and is relatively simple. Now, I'm not saying you should never create more complicated opt-ins like, let's say, a workshop, webinar, but we'll talk about when that might make sense. So on that note, let's start talking about some opt-in freebie ideas to help you get inspired and think about what you might create to grow your lists. So our first opt-in freebie idea is a resource library. This is a collection of resources, printables, workshops, whatever they might be, that are all tied together by a theme. They all have the same sort of mission. So in this example, I have my audience is segmented. I have my solo travelers and my travel bloggers, and I have actually a resource library for both. But this resource library is for the travel blogger segment of my list. They get their own unique content. The objective of this resource library is to help travel bloggers grow their traffic, community, and income, meaning every resource in here does just that. So let's scroll down a bit. I do have some recommended plugins and tools. This uses affiliate links, so you can also monetize this. And I do disclose, always disclose when you use affiliate links. And then I have a little call to action asking people to, subscribe to my YouTube channel, podcast, join my Facebook group, all the important places. And then we get into the resources. Now, just a quick note, with these printables, if you want to monetize them, you can also include affiliate links in there too, just disclose. So your landing page for the resource library isn't your only option for monetization. But with these resources, I created different sections, outreach templates. There's affiliate marketing, launching products, growing your traffic, growing your email list, all the things. And the beauty of this resource library is all of these resources come together to create something really valuable. I can promote this resource library as a whole. At the beginning of this video, I shared join my resource library, but I also called out a specific relevant resource, the list building workbook. You can do that as well. So for example, I recently did a podcast episode and YouTube video interview style with an expert on UGC, and I created a workbook to pair with that, or a cheat sheet. In that YouTube video and in the podcast episode, I called out that specific resource. And the other thing I want to mention with this that's really great is you don't have to create another landing page or another opt-in form or another welcome sequence for each of these resources. You create one for the resource library as a whole, and then you can keep adding resources here. So it also streamlines your workflow. Very, very powerful opt-in freebie. Our next opt-in freebie idea is a free challenge. The idea is that over the course of a few days, you help your audience member solve a problem, have a transformation, or achieve something. So here's an example from my own business, my Amplify Your Email List Challenge. In this free email list building challenge, you'll learn how to increase your subscribers, nurture your community, and monetize an email list in just 5 days, special bonuses included. Now, right now, you can join the challenge at any time. It is what we call evergreen. But I have hosted this challenge live before as well, And you can do that too. And I actually do recommend doing your challenge live first. You'll get a lot of great feedback and you can make it more engaging. So the way I've done this in the past when I've done it live is it's 5 days. The content is dripped out via email. So they get a daily email lesson. Each lesson builds on the next. On the Thursday, so it's Monday to Friday, on the Thursday, I'll host a live Q&A. I've done it on Zoom. You could do it live in, like, if you have a Facebook group, that works too. Live on any channel you're trying to promote. And then I pitch a product at the end, and I also do have affiliate links throughout the challenge, so you can monetize it as well. And then what I did is I've repackaged it to be evergreen, and I've just taken out the live Q&A portion. It's almost like an email course, which is another way to look at this too. An email course, you don't usually do it live. That's usually just evergreen from the start. The other neat thing with these challenges and email courses is not only do you have a more captive audience, people join, they want to learn this thing, they're eager to get these emails, they're opening them, they're clicking them, but they also act as your automated welcome sequence. So usually, let's say with the resource library, you create the opt-in and then you drip out those welcome emails. Well, the email course or the free challenge acts as that email series. So very, very powerful. And like I was kind of hinting at before, you can use it to cross-promote. Like if you are sending out these emails, but you want to grow your Facebook group, you can encourage people to join your Facebook group to ask questions. If you're hosting the challenge live, you can encourage them to join to take part in the Q&A that you'll be doing. So it's a good way to also grow other places that you want to grow too. Our third opt-in freebie idea is a free webinar. Now, this is a free workshop that you teach live or even evergreen. You can have it so that people can always join. You might teach it live first and then kind of repackage it to be evergreen. The beauty of teaching it live is you will learn a lot, but these can be really powerful, particularly if you have something to pitch. For me, these can often be a lot more time consuming to create than, let's say, a cheat sheet or a printable, but they really give people a taste of your expertise. So if I am pitching a course or my membership at the end of that webinar, that tends to convert very, very well. Now, a few tips with this. I actually have a whole video tutorial on free webinars that I will link in the little card and in the video description. But something important when it comes to webinars is they really need to be results driven and you should deliver on the promise. So thinking about the title, you do want to have a results driven title. How to do desired result in X days, or without pain point, or X topic mistakes you're making and how to fix them, like 3 miles and points mistakes you're making and how to fix them, something like that. Whatever you're promising to teach, make sure to teach it and make sure your webinar has at least 30 minutes of solid teaching content before you move into a pitch for your product. So this can be an extremely powerful, high converting opt-in freebie idea, but I would say it would be more for if you have something to pitch at the end. And just so you see, just kind of how I set this up, I have taught this workshop live before, and then I repackaged it to be evergreen. So, you could even grab it right now. But I signed up on the landing page you just saw, and here is the classroom page. 10 powerful ways to make money travel blogging. It's limited time. You can ask questions here, and I do pitch my travel blog prosperity membership. There's a sales page on the bottom, and I use a tool called Wistia to create these videos and embed them, and you get lots of data with that too, so I do really love that tool. Moving on to our next opt-in freebie example, printables. These can really be the quickest way to get started, workbooks, cheat sheets, checklists, things like that. You can create these right in Canva, or you can create them in a Google Doc and just kind of make them look really nice. The really important thing is that they're actually helpful. So here's an example of my Create a Paid Newsletter workbook. I actually created this to go with a workshop I taught at an online summit, and I wanted to have an opt-in to promote to pair with the workshop and get people onto my email list. So that's another way that you can promote your opt-in freebie. We haven't really talked about that, but that's a way you can promote your opt-in freebie. And I created this right in Canva, a little bit about me. I like to make mine fillable to make them even more valuable. I know a lot of people don't have printers nowadays. Right. And then something else I really like to do is have a Let's Connect page where I will promote my social media channels. Usually I'll even do something like you saw before, like prompting people to subscribe to my YouTube channel or check out some of my recent blogging videos or my podcast episodes. I like to think about the important places I want to send people to while I have their attention. And one other thing with printables I want to mention is ChatGPT can be a really great resource for creating great printables. If you have content, maybe from a blog post, or maybe you have a few blog posts on a topic, you could give them to ChatGPT and say, hey, outline a workbook for me or a cheat sheet. Or maybe you create a cheat sheet, give it to ChatGPT and say, how can I make this better? What am I missing here? And it will give you feedback. So keep that in mind too. Okay, on to our next opt-in freebie idea, bonus strategies. So the downside of bonus strategies is you might not be able to promote this in many places, but if you think this article is going to do really well, or maybe you have a blog post that just does really well, you might put together this opt-in freebie. And let me show you an example. So Brian Dean wrote a guest post for Buffer on the 5 techniques that increased my conversion rate by 134.85% in 60 days. You can do the exact same thing. Very enticing title. Now there's the whole blog post. Let's just scroll down. Doo-doo-doo-doo. And ready to get started. Here are a few bonuses to help you out. The free bonuses include 2 awesome list building techniques that I didn't have room to include in today's post, a step-by-step PDF checklist that will help you quickly implement the content upgrade and the social squeeze page, and my personal swipe file of conversion rate optimization tutorials and case studies. You can enter the bonus area by signing up here. So great call to action, very enticing, related to the content of the post. And just another thought here, not all website owners will allow this, but if you are able to promote an opt-in freebie like this in a guest post, that can be very, very beneficial. Doesn't hurt to ask, right? Moving on to our next opt-in freebie idea, free personality quizzes. Really fun, really engaging. People love doing them. People also search them in Google, so your landing page for your quiz can show up. I know I have a few on the first page of Google. I have quizzes related to blogging, as you see here. Travel, I have in New York City, like what's your perfect New York City itinerary quiz, because I do have an NYC photo tour company here, as well as doing NYC itinerary planning. So in the results, I can use affiliate links with disclosure. I can promote my products. So a lot can be done. One thing with these personality quizzes, though, is I don't like to mandate that people have to join my email list to get the results. I do think that's misleading if someone went through the quiz and then it's like, oh, I can't even see the results. Bad user experience. But I use Interact to create my quizzes. They make it really fun and engaging. I actually have an affiliate link and discount code in the video description if you want to try them out. But what they do is they will ask people, they'll invite people to join your email list before people get the results. They don't have to unless you set it up that way, but you can prompt them. Now, what I like to do, and some people will just automatically, because they're prompted, join that list. But what I like to do is offer a little bit of an incentive to join the email list. Maybe it's a special related bonus. Maybe it's extended results. Maybe, for the itinerary, they can get the itinerary in the results in the Interact widget, or I could send it to them just to make it easy, like a printable version of those results. That could be really handy. You can also use these results to have another call to action. In the results, you can have the affiliate links, with the NYC itinerary quiz. If you have a luxury itinerary versus solo travel itinerary, I'm making specific, unique recommendations with affiliate links. And then no matter what result you got, I will invite you to book a NYC travel planning session with me and or a photo tour. With the blogging quiz right here, for each result, it's unique, but I will have the call to action on all of them to come take a free workshop with me where I'll then get people into my sales funnel. So your free quiz can really help you meet a lot of your different goals. And again, they can be really fun and engaging. On to our next opt-in freebie idea in the list, number 7, offer a free trial or sample of your product. Maybe it's a membership, a course, an ebook, a piece of software, whatever you are selling, give people a preview. This is amazing because you are truly attracting people interested in what you're selling. Now, in this example, I actually am not sure who this is. I did a little Google search for people offering a free chapter of their book, so I haven't read the book or anything like this. But just to give you a visual, here's Corey Jenks. I guess I'm a dad now, a humorous handbook for newish dads who don't want to suck. He gives a chapter for free and says, not ready to commit to an entire book from me, need a little preview, add your email below and I'll share the first chapter of my new book with you for free. Now, maybe people are going to read that chapter and purchase. Maybe they'll read it and they're not quite ready, or maybe they'll grab the first chapter for free and they won't get around to reading it, but they're on your list where you can nurture them and then pitch them that product later on, other products. You can monetize your email list with affiliate links and working with brands and in other ways too. So it's still really valuable. And of course, you can let them know about your blog posts and your other content that publishes. So I absolutely love this strategy for people that have a product. Moving on to opt-in freebie idea number 8, promote your email list like a VIP list or a VIP club, which can be very enticing. It's essentially a different way of marketing your newsletter, or in this example, your resource library. So here is Nick Nimmin, and the page is actually nicknimmin.com/VIP. Very special. Membership is free. Sign up today. Get free graphics, guides, copyright-free music, and more inside. His niche is helping people grow on YouTube. And the call to action, he has a list of what you'll get, but it's join the free VIP club for graphics, guides, royalty-free music, and more. So again, it's essentially a resource library, but just packaged in a really enticing way that can help your audience feel special and help them feel like they're getting this kind of exclusive experience. And finally, onto our last opt-in freebie example. Offer a value-driven newsletter. With this, you're not actually creating an opt-in freebie. The newsletter or email content itself is the opt-in freebie, is the thing that's getting people excited to join your email list. And a benefit of this is it not only makes it super clear to people what they can expect from your newsletter, it'll be super clear to you what to include, because I know that comes up a lot in my community too of, what do I actually say in my emails? What do I include in my newsletter? Well, if you set it up this way, you'll know exactly what to include. So here's a visual example from a guy named Ben from System Sunday, and it says, join 225,000 plus in System Sunday and discover the best systems for personal growth. No spam, always free, delivered every Sunday. Very, very enticing. You really feel like, you're missing out. Oh my gosh, over 200,000 people are getting this newsletter. And I have to say, I'm a subscriber of Ben's. It's a really good newsletter. One little tip for promotion, something he does on Twitter or X, you could do it on Threads, is I think it's on Sundays. He'll do a big thread with a bunch of really good tips that teases the newsletter and then has a call to action asking people to join. Now, for a travel example, here's Wandering Earl. Join 22,000 plus people and get your weekly travel inspiration, new blog posts, honest updates for my 21 years of constant travel, personal recommendations, and the best of travel from around the world. So you know exactly what you're going to get, that weekly dose of travel inspiration. Nomadic Matt has a great newsletter sharing travel hacking tips. Alex on the Map, who blogs about the outdoors and national parks. Her newsletter shares outdoor jobs and giveaways. So again, you want to think about your specific audience and what they would love to get in their inbox every week or every month, whatever your newsletter cadence is. Now, before we sign off, I do want to leave you with a few last tips. We did talk about monetizing your opt-in freebies a bit. I'll leave a guide to this. I have a whole podcast episode and blog post about it in the video description. Using your opt-ins also as a segue to your own paid products. And if you don't have a paid product yet, I do recommend creating one that aligns with your opt-in freebie. Also, make sure to set up an automated nurture sequence so that people aren't just joining your list, They are actually getting nurtured right away. I also have a resource for that I'll link below. And with your automated nurture sequence, your welcome email will probably be the most opened email you ever send. So make sure you optimize it with some very specific calls to action. Where do you want people to go? What do you want them to do next? Like if you are a YouTuber, maybe you're asking them to subscribe to your YouTube channel. Maybe you're linking to some of your best content. Maybe you're asking them to join your Facebook group or sharing a resource list with them. Now, in terms of how many opt-ins to create, this comes up a lot. I recommend starting with one that you can promote everywhere. You can also create a resource library that has different resources in there where you're still just creating that one opt-in with the one opt-in form and the one automated email sequence. But you may also find that it makes sense to create a few different opt-ins to help kind of meet people where they're at. Maybe if you're like me, you have a little bit of a segmented audience. Maybe you have products related to different topics. So then it might make sense to segment your audience and send these different groups different content. So consider that as well. But just to start, don't get overwhelmed. Let's try to keep it as simple as possible. Create one that's going to make the most sense to promote everywhere. Now, speaking of promoting your opt-in freebie, make sure you are promoting it everywhere. You never want anyone to visit your website or your social media channels and not know about this opt-in freebie, because remember, you don't want one-time visitors to your webpage, your blog posts, your Instagram, whatever it is. You want people to join your community. So on your homepage, you want to link it in the main menu. You see there, I have a freebies button. And then I actually also link it in that main menu on my website where it says, come join me. That also links to my opt-in freebies page. Also, really anywhere you'd put a homepage link. So your social media bios, your link in bio. I put mine on my Facebook page cover photo with a link there too. Within my actual content, I have opt-in freebie callouts. I will manually promote my opt-in freebie. And then I will also use the Grow tool by Mediavine to automatically have those opt-in freebie callouts as well. I like to also do cross promotions with other bloggers where, hey, if I write a guest email for your audience and mention my opt-in freebie, you could do the same for me. Everywhere you have eyes, your email signature, you could do it in ads if that makes sense. Again, anywhere you can think of. And I would make a list right now of where you have eyes. Maybe you have a few blog posts or a bunch of blog posts that get regular organic traffic. Make sure that you have a clear opt-in freebie call out in those blog posts. Maybe you are killing it on TikTok. Make sure that you have it in your bio, that you're promoting it in your content over there. Because again, this is going to be a really, really important call to action. Now, as people are joining your list, make sure you're actually emailing them regularly. I think at minimum once per month. You don't want to let that list just sit there. And then when you finally email someone, not only will they probably unsubscribe, but they might mark you as spam because maybe they don't even remember subscribing, and that can hurt your account. So you do want to make sure you're regularly emailing. If you're feeling really overwhelmed right now and you're like, oof, I don't know if I can email every single month, just start with a simple RSS feed digest that goes out once per month and shares your recent blog posts. And then when you're ready, you can create something more kind of value-driven and custom that will also allow you to promote other things too, like affiliate partners and different promotions and your own products. You also want to make sure that you are monitoring your stats and your progress. Keep an eye on your emails to get a sense of what content really resonates with people. What topics are they excited to open? What links are they actually clicking? You're going to get some really good data. Now, in terms of monitoring how well the opt-in freebie itself does, one thing I found is that people will say, hey, I created this opt-in freebie and nobody's grabbing it. And what I've realized is, well, did you actually promote it enough? Because maybe not enough people have seen the opt-in freebie. And if not enough people have seen it, you can't really know if they wanted it because they might not even know it exists. Now, let's talk conversion rates for a sec. I really love this article from Lead Pages, and I just want to read their section on a good conversion rate. The article says, broadly speaking, a common conversion rate for an email opt-in landing page is between 5 and 15%. The companies with the most success tend to convert at around 20 to 25%. And the very cream of the crop achieves conversion rates of 30% or higher. But in a lot of respects, These numbers are arbitrary. You'll get a lot of expert advice on the number that will show success or not. These numbers are, for the most part, too general to be helpful. All in all, it's up to you to decide the right conversion rate for your website. We think that the best conversion rate is any number higher than what you're currently doing. Even a 1% bump in conversion will take your business to the next level. Start with a baseline number. What is your current conversion rate for a specific page or action? What does this conversion rate mean for your business right now? Then consider what your ideal conversion rate would be for that action. 100% is everyone's ideal, but keep it reasonable. So I'll link this article below so you can read the whole thing, but I just thought this was a great way of looking at it and creating a conversion rate that's going to make the most sense for you. Of course, if nobody is grabbing your opt-in freebie, you will want to tweak things. But as you email people and as you start having conversations with your audience, you will get a sense of, okay, they're opening this topic. When I'm posting about this, people are commenting. You'll get a better sense of what people really need help with, and then you can tweak what you're offering as an opt-in freebie if necessary. Now, the last tip I want to leave you with is just get started. Do not overthink this. I see so many bloggers spending days, weeks, and months trying to come up with the perfect opt-in freebie idea. Just get something out there. Even if you just pinpoint what you'll actually send in your newsletter and you promote that value-driven newsletter, just get started. Every day that you're not asking people to join your email list is a day that you're going without this really important asset in your business. You want to make sure that you are building that list that isn't reliant on algorithms to help you get your content out there. You can actually get in the inboxes of these people and continue growing your business with or without Google's help. So don't delay, get started. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you feel inspired and empowered to create an opt-in freebie that helps you grow and nurture your email list. Also, don't forget to grab access to my free travel blogger resource library in the video description or via the QR code on your screen. There are 55 plus resources in there, all meant to help you grow your traffic, community, and income. And that includes a list building workbook that's going to help you create your amazing high converting opt-in freebie. Also, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos sharing these strategies for bloggers who want to turn their blogs into profitable full-time businesses. Happy blogging.